Hello and welcome to the Long Island weather report and outlook, winter weather. As we dealt with the nice thump of snow tonight, starting to leave now Suffolk County, but this was a nice thump. You could see it over Suffolk County right now that hit us around, just as I expected, between 7 and 8 o'clock. We had a decent period of some moderate, maybe even occasionally heavy snow. And for the most part, it was very light throughout most of the day, just a light mix. And as I was leaving Belmore to head to Massapequa because I had to go to the supermarket, you could see there was just light snow. It was like a very light snow. It was a very wet, light snow. But then when I got to Massapequa, well, things changed in a hurry because the snow came down. It was coming down pretty good. This was right around quarter after 7, Sunrise Highway in Massapequa. And when I got back to the same spot, you could see how much more snow had accumulated about 20 minutes later. On the roads. It was coming down pretty good. A few pitch pines. It was kind of pretty. I did have to walk in the heavy snow for a little bit. It wasn't so bad when the wind was blowing at your back, but when you were walking back into it, then it was a little warm. But you could see the snow coming down pretty good. And then by the time I got back to Mineola, it was just light snow. But I got back late. That's why this weather report's late, because the train was a half an hour late due to some problem on the main line. I wonder what it was. Let's just go to the railroad and see if they actually brought up what the problem was. Switch trouble at Mineola and Elmont UBS Arena, of course. So two different places, switch trouble. The main line just doesn't like the snow. What can I tell you? I have a whole video that will be about that. That'll be up in about an hour or so, showing you what it was like. But in the meantime, snow is winding down. Let's see if we can get some snowfall reports across the area here. There aren't any snowfall reports yet. Probably going to have to go over them tomorrow, I think, at this point. I wish we could have some snowfall reports. I don't see any right now. Let's see if the Philadelphia office has anything. But let's see. It says submit your snowfall measurement. I'd like to see some actual snowfall reports. Let's see if we go into... let's see. Maybe this will. That's just going to give us our observation for Islip. They got 0.25, but this isn't going to have the snowfall. It's just taking it 432. The high today was 41, and the low was 31, so 5 degrees above normal for the day at Islip. But I would like to get some actual snowfall reports, if possible. I don't have a link to them. Let's see. Maybe we can do it this way. It may be too soon, but let's see if we got some snowfall reports here. All right, there are some, and you can see Orange County, 6 inches. Just a few snowfall reports, not too many coming in. But I could tell being out there is probably about 4 inches on the ground, 3 to 4 inches here in Mineola, from what I could tell, at least, what I could guess. Mount Holly might have some other snowfall reports. We can look around and see what things look like. Let's go to 511NY. So we'll be tracking. We're talking about the storm, and then we'll be talking about the week ahead. Let's go look at first. Let's see how it's doing out east. The road looks wet over there, so I'm wondering if they got less snow out there. Smith Haven Mall. The road is clear. Yeah, there's some snow on the ground. Hard to say exactly how much. Maybe an inch or a couple of inches, maybe. It's really hard to tell according to that picture. But definitely, we're in worse shape here in Nassau County. We got hit a lot harder. Let's look at East Farmingdale. That looks decent. The road there looks decent. That one's snow covered. Yeah, you can see some snow. These roads look fairly clear. New York 24. Let's see Sunrise Highway in Massapequa. Oh, yeah, nice. That looks nice and clear. The roads by me do not look like that at all, by the way. Yeah, this is what it looks like on Roslyn Road. See, we don't get as good of... maybe it's stuck a little more in our area. Jericho Turnpike. Let's see. Go Hillside. Herrick's. That's not... You can't see anything there. Yeah. But yeah, the roads in Mineola don't look that good at all. We can go. I'll show you what they look like. Yeah. That's the sidewalks not shoveled. You can see there's snow on the road here. There's no one shoveled here at all. So obviously not being taken care of over here, not surprisingly. Let's see what it looks like in Rockville Center. Let's see. Load that up there. I see snow on the ground there too as well. But the roads look fairly decent. But looks like a couple inches. Ooh, that area looks like that area got hit hard. That's got to be the north and west. But let's take a look and see how Jersey looks. Actually, I can do this. Just Seaside. Go to the Seaside Heights camera and see. Yeah, it looks like they got a coating of snow on the boardwalk. Maybe an inch. What about Port Jefferson? Oh, yeah, they got a lot more. Yeah, it looks like Port Jefferson got at least like 3 to 4 inches. Maybe even 5 inches over there. It's a decent amount of snow, that's for sure. But we don't really have any actual snowfall reports right now in from the Weather Service on exactly how much fell. It's just submit your snowfall measurement. But it doesn't actually have a latest totals here. So, no updates on how much snow we've gotten. Let's see. Maybe News 12 will update us. I just really want to know how much snow has fallen. But it doesn't really give us any numbers. These were all updated earlier ago. So I'm just kind of curious as to how much fell. But I guess we're not going to find out that information. But anyway, the snow is moving on out. That was a pretty good thump of snow. So let's go to the weather happening. Look at all these freeze warnings, too. These cold weather advisories here that we're going to have. They actually stretch into New Jersey because of the really deep freeze that we're going to be getting into as the Arctic air comes in this week. And you can see temperatures already in the single digits in Chicago, almost around 0. It's 9 in Kentucky right now in Cincinnati. So this is the air that's going to be coming in. It's going to be pretty frigid air. Looks like we still got the winter weather advisory, but that's going to be expiring. So you can see the winds picking up now from the north. Ice slips at 30. Light snow falling. Let's see if they got into that heavier band. So yeah, they reported snow and fog. Visibility was down to a half mile at Islip. So yeah, decent. Bresky Airport's got light snow. I don't know if they got into that thumping out in the Pine Barrens. Let's see. They were just reporting. Yeah, they were raining up until 7:15 actually. So it didn't really switch over to snow until 7:20. So the East End might have even less. Let's see. Hamptons. We can look at one of the Hamptons cameras and see what. Yeah, we have. Let's look at Southampton. We can also look at Sag Harbor if we want. Let's look at Sag Harbor. There's an ad, unfortunately. We'll have to sit through and just mute this until they love to put the ads here, and we'll have to wait for them to end until we can view the camera. All right. Yeah, it looks like it's not really sticking that much over there. It's not sticking that much at all, actually. Shinnecock Fishing Docks, our other area here we could look at. It's snowing there. You can see it's not really sticking that much out there. So look at the eastern part of Long Island. Looks like it hasn't gotten all that much snow. So that's rather interesting. Unfortunately, they don't have a camera in the Pine Barrens. But definitely, we'll look at Southampton Village one more time. Yeah, it looks like they got just barely an inch on the ground there. It's not even sticking to the roads that much. So not really a lot of snow out there if you're out on the East End. Let me go to 511 and J. I still would like to look at New York for just a moment and see if we can see how it's done further out east, like Quorum. Yeah, there's snow on the ground there. I see some snow, but it doesn't look like it's as much. Maybe they got an inch or two out there. Maybe the North Shore got a little more, like 3 inches. All right, let's go to the New Jersey one and see what it looks like there. We saw Seaside, but let's go ahead and look at that. And we'll see. what it looks like in Tom's River. It doesn't look like there's a lot on the ground there. The road is fairly, yeah, there's a little bit, but maybe an inch and that's it. Maybe. It's not much. It's not much. I'll say that. Not much at all. Look at the parkway. That one we can't see. Yeah, it's not even that much on the road on the parkway. So, looks like it's sticking to the trees, though. So, maybe about an inch there. It's just annoying I don't have the total numbers, but anyway, our storm is moving out. Here's our storm right here. It's going to be moving on out, and the cold Arctic air is going to be moving in, and we enter the deep freeze across our area. So it will indeed turn much colder. I'm just curious. Let's see what West Hampton got down to this morning. Probably not that much radiational cooling. No, none today. But it will be dropping. Temperatures will be dropping, and that's why we're going to have to watch out for these cold weather advisories that we're going to have as we enter this week, as we get into the really cold weather that we're going to have here. This is our satellite. You can see the storm moving on out. We'll refresh this again. See our storm moving on out. And this clear air will be moving in, and we should have some sunshine tomorrow. Will be a nice day. You can see this fairly clear air over here. Not a whole lot of clouds, though they'll probably pick up a little bit of moisture across the lakes, but I don't see too many clouds right here on this satellite image. You can see this deep, cold trough that's over the area as the cold air comes on in. And that's what we're going to be dealing with this week. So let's look at the models here as we head into this. We'll first talk about this week, and then I'll go beyond that. There's our storm, by the way, moving our way, and you can see that high pressure is just going to build in, bring us that cold air out all week, and then it finally starts easing by the end of the week. And then we have a system that's probably going to be suppressed out to sea. But you can see the general look is a cold pattern. Here's another big high as we get toward the end of the month with probably another Arctic air mass. And who knows, some more opportunities for some snow events right in there. So let's go to the North America look here. We'll just look at the upper air. You can look at the jet stream, too, if you want, just briefly. But you can see we have this big dip in the jet stream here, and that's what's bringing in the cold air. And you can see that big dip, and then we're going to continue to have dips right into February, it looks like. So we're going to continue with the cold air, cold pattern. We're finally having a real winter this year, finally. After not having winter for a couple of years, we're making up for it this year with the cold weather. And it's going to get really, if you think it's been cold, we've had only moderate chill. This week we're going to get into that deep Arctic chill. See the Greenland block right there. Cold air keeps coming on in. And then there's another big trough that comes through at the end of the month that's going to bring in more cold air. We'll look at the European as well. So you can see here, Arctic air with us this week. A little bit of a break. And then, yeah, look at this. Another shot of Arctic air. This one could be even stronger. This is the Euro, January 29th. Look at that. That is some very low heights. That is a really, really deep trough. That is incredibly deep. So if we pull this to the CONUS view, I'm curious about looking at the temperature anomaly chart. We know the deal this week. You see all those purples. So well below normal for much of the country. It eases a little bit toward the end of the week. Still below normal. Then a little bit of a break, a little bit of a warm-up, maybe a little bit of a break, and then an even deeper trough. Looks like that sets up this is going to be right out of Hudson Bay at the end of the month. That's going to be really frigid air that's going to come through for the end of the month. That is going to be bone-chilling cold. Maybe even colder than what we got right now. Maybe the potential for some record cold before this month is over. Even as cold as it's been, we're always breaking warm records, but we're never breaking cold records. But you can see those purples. That's the Arctic air that comes in. A little bit of a break on the GFS, and then, yep, that second shot comes on in. And there could be more down the pipeline. So, this winter definitely being more of a typical winter with Arctic air, which is the way it should be. I'm going to go back to the surface. And I'll look at the surface on the European. So, again, there's our storm going away. High pressure builds in. We have a little storm that's going to right along the Gulf that it could actually bring some snow to parts of northern Florida. That might bring some clouds our way Tuesday. Then when it leaves, it's just going to reinforce the cold air. And then that coastal storm, it looks like it'll be suppressed. But you can see generally looking at this Euro here, and this is not the 12Z. But if we look at the European going further out, you see another really cold high comes on down. And again, more opportunities for snow in there for sure. So let's go take a look at the HRRR. We'll look at the shorter range, and the temperatures that we're going to be dealing with this week are going to be very chilly. And again, I'll go over the snowfall amounts in tomorrow's weather report, or maybe if they release them later tonight, maybe I'll do that. But here's the dew points in wind flow. Northwest winds, those dew points crash tomorrow into the single digits, perhaps dew points below zero. We have northwest winds. Won't be crazy windy, but it'll be breezy. There's going to be a wind chill, and it's going to feel pretty cold. And then you can see those you get into some really that dry air below zero dew points on Tuesday. This is some really, really bone dry air, Arctic air coming right from the Arctic. If we trace this out, well, actually, I'll talk about this tomorrow. I don't really feel like going back to the other map. Let's go to the temperatures. So temperatures tonight, we're in the 20s. We're going to be in the teens by the morning. Tomorrow, we're only getting up into the mid to upper 20s. We're going to be below freezing all week long. Then tomorrow night, we're dropping to 10 in the morning. The north and west, and even in New Jersey, you might even see single digits by Tuesday morning. And then Tuesday, we're going to struggle to get above 20. It's going to be very, very chilly. Let's look at some of these soundings for tomorrow. We'll start with the 16Z sounding, so just give an idea of what our skies will look like. These lines are pretty far apart, so it indicates we're going to have some mostly sunny skies, I think, to start tomorrow. But there will be some clouds building toward later in the afternoon. If we go more toward 19Z, you'll see these lines get a little closer together. So there will be a little bit of a disturbance moving through that's just going to bring in that second batch of even colder air. So let's go to the GFS now. Dew points and wind flow. Let's go to the dew points and wind flow. We'll look at this week, and you'll see what we're talking about here. So you can see northwest winds. The winds back off a little to the west on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday we got another frigid north wind. Again, dew points are 0 or below. This is really real Arctic air that's coming on in, and then it starts to ease a little bit by Thursday. So we have the west-southwest wind, and by Friday we see things ease a little bit. But then here comes another batch as we get toward next week, and then look at this batch that comes in toward the end of the month here, right out of Hudson Bay too, northwest to north winds. That looks like some very cold air that's going to come on down. Let's see what our temperatures are going to be on that day, just for fun here. We're not going to be making it out of the teens, and who knows, we may get down to 0 with that type of air mass. I want to look at the Euro, because the Euro was really impressive with that trough. So our temperatures on the GFS, you can see Tuesday and Tuesday night, and then Wednesday, we're only going to be in the upper teens to around 20. So it's going to be cold. I remember highs only in the teens. This was a common thing when I grew up. Now it's kind of rare, but I remember the days where highs were only in the teens. And then for Thursday, you see that moderation on Thursday. Now we get up to the upper 20s to around 30. And now we're maybe breaking freezing by Friday a little bit, getting to around freezing on the weekend. Still temperatures below normal, remaining below normal. Here we are Monday in the next week, so 30s. If you're looking for a real warm-up, we're not going to have one. As warm as you're going to get, moderate maybe to the upper 30s, and that's it. We're entering the deep freeze now. And we're going to see the bays freeze over. Haven't seen that in years. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. That's amazing. That's amazing. So let's go look at the European here. And we'll go to the 12Z European and take a look at that trough that has. These are the air temperatures, by the way. This is the European on the air temperatures. And you can see pretty cold. But let's go look at that second plunge that's going to come on down. Because this is going to be pretty significant. Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, we may struggle to make it to the teens on that on one of those days. So, yeah, that's going to be cold. Imagine that. That's going to be frigid cold. So this is the kind of Arctic air that we have. It's going to freeze the bays up. They're going to suspend the Fire Island ferries because of that. We haven't had that in a long while. We said we're finally having a real winter this year after waiting so many years. It's so nice. So let's go to the GFS. We'll look at the skies. So here we go on the skies. We've got tomorrow. We'll start with it should be a mostly sunny day, but there will be some clouds building in the afternoon. Tuesday we got this system going by the south, so we're probably going to have some mid and maybe some high level clouds. And then for Wednesday, we should clear it out though. Again, with such cold air in place, can't rule out ocean effect cloudiness over Suffolk County, and perhaps even a snow shower or two. More clearer over New Jersey for Wednesday. And then Thursday and Friday, we'll probably be just dealing with some maybe clouds from that storm passing to the south. And Friday, it might clear up again by the afternoon. Let's go to the RGEM now. So that we actually have the zeros RGEM to work with because we are running late tonight. So here's tomorrow again. Clearing out, mostly sunny, and then some clouds in the afternoon. And then we have those high and mid-level clouds. Now, this is interesting. Noticing the models, we may be getting some wave clouds on Wednesday. I meant on Tuesday. It might be a very interesting-looking sky, even though we'll have clouds. This would be really pretty. And then Wednesday, we clear it out again, mostly sunny skies. Again, though, it could be ocean effect over Long Island, perhaps. And then as we get into Thursday, you'll probably have some more clouds, higher-level clouds. But there should be sunshine, and the good news is the wind will not be crazy. Let's go to the Ventus sky, and we'll go to wind gusts. That's the good news. Even though it will be colder, there'll be less wind. So here we are tomorrow. All right, winds gusting to 20. This is not too bad. 21 miles an hour. This is not too bad at all. I can deal with this. Tuesday, the winds gusting to 20. Wednesday, we have even lighter winds on Wednesday. Wednesday is probably the best day. Lighter winds, sunshine in the core of the cold air. So the winds will not be too bad. We won't have to deal with those crazy winds that we've been dealing with finally. This is a good shot of cold air, unlike the other ones, which are marginal. We're kind of stuck on the periphery in the wind. This time, we're getting into the heart of it, and good quality cold air that we're going to have, Arctic air that we're going to have this week. So let's go to the last stop on this weather video here, and that is Climate Prediction Center. 6 to 10 day. They actually have us near normal? Huh? I guess they have us near normal. And the below normal out west. And the 8 to 14 day, though, look, they've got the below normal again. So we'll have a little bit of a respite near normal, I guess, as we get toward the end of this week, the next weekend, final days. And then as we head toward the end of the month and into February, we're back below normal again. Precipitation chances below normal in the west for the 8 to 14 day. We have an above normal in the south. And then 6 to 10 day near normal precipitation chances on the above normal parts of the southwest into the south. That's what it's looking like right now. So if they release the snowfall numbers, I'll have them. I'll probably try to make another video if they release them later tonight. Otherwise, it'll have to wait until tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Have a good night and stay warm. It is going to be a bitterly cold week, but it is very much needed. Thank you for watching.